Good afternoon, welcome to Esports Tech. If you're new here, I'm recently 4-piece variety Wooks Triple XL. Yes, I'm recovering from the absolute plague that was this spring season change flu. What is going on with the weather? Who knows? But I can tell you what's going on at Evetech is nothing to turn your nose up at. With these spring specials, there's an upgrade kit that kind of begs belief for its price. I mean, I'm looking at it over here, it's like 6,300 Rand for a Ryzen 7 with a decent motherboard with 32 gig RAM. So I was like, let me spec a machine with that very well priced 4060 from Uncle MSI, and I'll just sort of put it together without really intending to come to a budget point. But this machine for 18,000 Rand will butter many parsnips. It should be able to play anything on AAA very comfortably at 1080p and even 1440p, because there's two really good monitors as well that you might want to consider with this purchase. So without further ado, so the upgrade kit, it's this one. It's got a B550. The power facing on it's not exceptional, but we here for the chipset and the processor. Really, they are quite cheap considering. Ryzen 7 5700. It's a non-X version, but it's still a 7nm FinFET CPU. So it's got those good cores. It's very low TDP. It's got a pretty good max turbo, so we quite happy with that. As I said, the power phasing on this board is not exceptional, but if you have a quick close squiz over there, you can see some M.2 goodness. So we've got that going on. We've got 4 DIMMs as well, so you can upgrade the RAM quite a bit on this, and it's going to be more than enough for a 5700 is basically the idea. And then with the addition of the Clev RAM, you can get 32 gig for 6,300 Rand for all 3 of those components, like 2,000 Rand each. That's kind of mental. Now, while it does come with a stock cooler, I never really like that, honestly, and this will be with you for a very long time. It's a 240 watt TDP CPU cooler. So if you follow my guide on how to do negative offset on that CPU, you're going to be able to get way better than standard boost clock with this as well. And it's only 550 bucks to our total basket price. The other little hero in the loop is this 4060 from MSI, now for 7,000 Rand. That's going to give you all of the latest DLSS and give you actual ability to do ray tracing. This ray trace is better than a 3070, especially when you throw in frame generation. So for AAA gaming, it's going to be exceptional. And then for esports titles, it's more than overkill. For storage, you know your boy was going to throw in a Clev, man. C710 is on special for 1,000 bucks. For a Gen 3 NVMe. It's not the fastest ever, but the Clevs have been exceptionally reliable. They come with a 5-year warranty. It should butter many parsnips. Now, to power this sucker, we don't actually need a lot. Both of those components, the 4060 and the 5700 processor, don't use a lot of wattage. Even with a negative offset, that thing's probably going to use about 80 watts on that Ryzen 7 5700, and then with the 4060 pulling like a whole 140 watts, do the math. I mean, that's like 220 motherboards, 80 watts. Let's say the total system draw at absolute 100% is going to be close to like 300 watt. That's not a lot that we need. So a 650 watt 80 plus gold is going to be more than enough. And then to house this sucker, why not make it look a little bit pretty? The 3500X, I think, is a really good choice considering the sale, and their 480T that I've just reviewed last week restored a lot of confidence in the bang for buck components that Corsair is pushing out at the moment. This just seems like a really well priced setup, and it's going to look flippin' awesome. It's going to give you like this semi dual chamber type setup. It is going to look quite pretty. You are going to be able to do water cooling if you want to in the future. If you want to change out the cooler for a water cooler, that CPU cooler, spend another 500 bucks, you can get a 240mm off Evetech quite easily, and yeah, then it's gonna look quite pretty on your table. And that brings us to the final cart for this build at 18,000 Rand with the fancy looking case. I was like, damn, dude, that's kind of mental. If you were looking at a 20k budget, you could swap out the NVMe for like something much faster, like a C930 just as an example. You could get a better water cooler, you could upgrade your RAM. It gives you actually quite a lot of flexibility. You could even just go for like a bigger GPU if that was your budget point. But for 18k, like, man, this is a flippin' beast of a PC, I'm not gonna lie. Now, we do have some monitor suggestions as well, because this PC, I would say, is angled a little bit as like an esports gaming kind of PC. That's the level that I was trying to hit. And so LG's got a 24-inch 144Hz IPS at 3,300 Rand. Now, they are getting ridiculously well priced for 144Hz monitors, and you really want the IPS because the actual pixel response time is fast on these monitors. And staying with that, if you just want to do resolution instead of speed, then look at this new Cooler Master. I'm reviewing this later on in the week. It should be out on Friday. I'm actually going to go set it up and do a stream with it now. I'm filming this before the Wednesday stream. So 2K 100 Hz refresh rate for a whole 3,500 Rand with a 3-year warranty. Cooler Master, you sexy thing. And then, my friends, is your esports PC from the Spring Specials Buyer's Guide. If you guys need help with your builds, or suggestions and budgeting, and you don't really know like if the component's going to do what you hope it's going to do, find me on the Evetech Discord. I'm more than happy to help. I'll be, you'll see I'm listed somewhere kind of on the top, probably under main rates. I probably should have my own subcategory. I feel I deserve that, but we'll see if I can convince the Evetech marketing team. I'm also on every Wednesday on stream. If you guys need help, you're more than welcome to come and ask me about any advice or anything in the chat. Anywho, if you've enjoyed this buyer's guide, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.